Hello everybody, Helen Noble here, celebrant of Surrey, founder of Swan Song and co-founder of the Healthy Marriage Success Course. I bring you weekly tips and insights and hopefully wisdom into all things ceremony, mostly weddings, but I do get lots of private messages on namings and funerals. So if you want me to cover those more, do let me know. But for now, this week, I'm talking success. How do you measure success of a wedding ceremony or a funeral ceremony or your ceremony? Now, once in a while, Oprah comes up on my feed and I listen to the wise words of her, and they were talking about success and what makes a successful life. And she says something that is really obvious and we put off quite a lot and we think we pay attention to it. But actually, when it comes to wedding planning, really, really often we haven't paid attention to it at all. And she said the people that have been successful, that have got to where they want to be, are the people that spent a moment working out where they want to be. I mean, I know it's simple. I haven't even done it. And that works for everything. Like when you're in the kitchen and you're cooking, what do you want for dinner? You've got to decide what you want first, most of the time. Sometimes you look in the fridge and go, what have I got? What can I make with that? But most of the time you think, what do I want to eat? And then you make that. And so carry that through from the big stuff, like what do I envisage my life to be and my lifetime marriage conversation and my marital life. That's a big one, and we cover that in the Healthy Marriage Success Course, right down to what do you want for dinner. And so when you're creating your wedding and someone has proposed, they have decided, they're like, I want that person to be my spouse. Will you marry me? Yes. So that's a great decision already made, and that's a great destination. Yes, I want to be with you. Why do I want to be with you? Because you make me happy, I make you happy, and all the things that you need to probably discuss about why you asked and why you said yes. Now, how we incorporate that in the wedding is to discuss it and actually take a leaf out of Oprah's book and go, what do you want your wedding to look like? What does your ceremony look like to you? What does it sound like? What does it smell like? What's the energy like? Are we giggling? Is there banter? Are there tears? Are you just wanting it quite serene? Are you wanting it dramatic? There's so much out there, and that can freak you out, and I don't mean to do that at all. But it's like everything. If you know what you're looking for, it's so much easier. And this is what I really struggled with creating my wedding, because the florist would say, what sort of thing do you want? And the caterer would say, what sort of thing do you want? And even the lady in the dress shop, when I was wedding dress shopping, what kind of dress are you looking for? I literally had no idea. I was like, I don't know, a wedding gown, yeah. And so I had to do this because I found it genuinely really, really tricky, because I had no idea what I wanted. Because really, as a grown-up, when you are the age where you do start getting married, that's the age where you're discovering what it is you want. So you can only go with what do you like at the moment. And then it's fun and exciting, and you go, oh, at the moment, I'm in a bit of a retro stage. And so your wedding's kind of the minute, of the time. Or it might be, you realise that, do you know what, with all this stuff here, there and everywhere, you genuinely just keep coming back to what you recognise as a child growing up. Like, actually, I visioned my wedding to actually look like that. And then we unpick it and we're like, okay, so it's tradition, or is it comfort, or is it familiarity? And then we learn that we want to do more of that. And so then when it actually comes to your wedding, you have A, the best day ever thus far, but then B, a bit of a legacy of a memory. And people will say, oh, do you remember so-and-so's wedding? Oh, it was so them. because you knew who you were and you knew what you liked and you said more yes to it. So with that, with wedding planning, or even as we approach the winter evenings here in the UK, the clocks go back. Oh, the clocks go back in a couple of weeks. And we are going to hunker down and start that hibernation. At the moment, it's currently glorious. But when you start to kind of hunker down, that is when the proposals start happening, because you're like, oh, hi again. And the ring shopping may have happened. The wedding fairs are starting. So you are thinking about, actually, my life now, what do I like? My life in the future, what do I like? Find out what you like. And I know it's an impatient thing to do, because you're like, oh, I want to get the magazines and I want to make a vision board and I want to go down Pinterest. And it begins to become a little bit overwhelming, and it begins to become a bit of a chore, and you can start to feel a little bit sick when someone says, oh, what theme's your wedding? Or, you know, what's your underlying whatever's? And you're like, oh my God, wedding? Just want a wedding and it to be wedding-y. And I've had some couples that have gone, we've just sort of said to our suppliers, oh, you know, whatever. And actually, that's not helpful. That's not helpful, because the reason we went into our jobs is to serve you and to help your dreams come true and to help you realise all the things that you love about each other and make your wedding day the best version of yourselves. And we don't know who that is. We don't know what your tastes are. We don't know what your likes and dislikes are, or what your triggers and what your annoying things are. Like for me, genuinely the sound of people eating really kind of winds me up. Hence why I had to stop and just let the dog eat, because I couldn't take the sound. And for people that are a little bit neurospicy, sound is quite a thing. So that plays a part in the food that they eat. And there's a whole nother YouTube on that I could do about being neurospicy and organising a wedding. Maybe I'll do that. For now, though, it was about how do you know if your wedding day has been successful? And you will know, because it can't not be. But I would say the main thing is to remember your humanity in it. Who you are as a person, your foibles, your nerves, your things that people might tease you about in the speeches. Oh, we all know so-and-so's loves a spreadsheet, blah, 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 blah. You think, well, yeah, I do love a spreadsheet, and it got us here, and everyone's running on time, and it's all good, so thank you very much. That's down to the spreadsheet. So, but people will always tease you. The dog has made me completely lose my thread. Very annoying. Especially when I'm talking about success, because now this YouTube is like really not the successful thing I was hoping it to be. But ironically, the last thing I was saying was remember your humanity, and remember that stuff just doesn't always go according to plan. But if it's always come from a place of love, people have come to the wedding from a place of love. All your suppliers are in their job because they come from a place of love. And as long as that is always everyone's base, you found the cake maker because they're completely passionate about making cakes. You found the florist because they are completely besotted with floristry and it's in their bones. They love it. You've gone for a celebrant-led wedding because I just don't understand why you wouldn't. Why would you go through the engagement, the wedding planning, the budgets, the family politics, the shopping, the hen night arguments, the stress on numbers? You go through all of that, and then someone says, ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the bridal party, and you open the doors and you suddenly think, oh, I didn't plan this bit. I don't know what this bit is. Why would you do that to yourself? So personally, obviously, I think part of a successful wedding day is having a celebrant-led wedding. The reason I think that is because I know people feel safe when it's familiar. And so you want to have at least read the script, hopefully done a read through, hopefully done a rehearsal. All those things come with a celebrant anyway. Well, me, can't speak for everyone else. I do all those things. But if you were to have a registrar-led marriage with a wedding thrown in, they're there to marry you. They're not there to create a wedding. They're not in the wedding business. They don't. What do you mean? They come in, they check your legals, they do your 50-minute interview. They just say, and now we have our first reading. Don't know who it is, don't know why you chose it, don't know what the reading is, because they don't care, because they're not in the wedding business. They've got 4 other weddings to get to on the hour for the next rest of the Saturday afternoons throughout wedding season. So all that investment that you've made in your wedding, the point of the day, the wedding itself, why would you leave it to chance? I think you're risking failure. You're not doing everything you can to ensure you have a successful wedding day. That sounds a bit harsh, but I think it's harsh but true. So I would say to ensure as much as you can with a live event, humanity, and all the things that go with pulling people together in a room, to make it as failure-proof as you can, to ensure that it feels successful with all the things that you believe success to be. I genuinely think a celebrant-led wedding is the way. So if you were sitting on the fence, hopefully that's helpful. If you're trying to work out how to convince parents or in-laws or even your sister on why a celebrant-led wedding isn't a fake wedding, or isn't anything like that, is genuinely the real deal, then hopefully this has helped, because I'm all about success. I've just done my last wedding of the year and I've given myself the morning off, had a sauna, had a hot tub outside in the blue sky sunshine, and creating content in the afternoon, because I've created a life by design. So that feels successful to me, and I love being a celebrant. So come join me on that success journey. Let's get you wedding ready for your marriage by designing what you see success to be. Because as I said at the beginning, Oprah does say some wise words, and her main point was the people that are successful and have got to where they want to be knew where they wanted to go. So they followed that path and they made it happen and became successful. Okay, lots of love. I'll see you next week. Don't forget to hit the bell and subscribe. Weekly goodness for all things celebrant-led ceremonies. Thank you. Bye.